In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about messing with skeletons and magic, pulling out our wands, and finding the solution to pollution. Ghosts! In our discussion of Snapdragon by Kat Leyh. Ghosts! Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult, and sometimes other, books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to discuss Snapdragon by Kat Leyh.
Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read or listened and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, this is a graphic novel. You cannot listen to it. Back it up. Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up.
Yes, it's a graphic novel.
It is a graphic novel.
Nimona is a graphic novel that is on an audiobook.
Yes, but it doesn't
That is
happen
like the
very
only
often.
one I can think of.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
No.
That was a good one, though. Remember when we put on those beards and stuff?
Oh, the beards. We look so good with facial hair.
We really do. We're very, very handsome.
Yep. Yeah, we can pull it off.
We can.
Anywho, do you have background information about facial hair?
Actually, no. I have
okay.
background information that is about Kat Leyh and and themes of her books. That
there's not really a facial hair theme in the book.
No, there's not.
No.
Okay, so I found this on thepopverse.com, and they say, a recurring theme in your books is going beyond first impressions to learn what people are really like. Can you tell me why that's an important theme for you? And Kat's response is, a lot of the characters are strange. They're outsiders. They look either scary or weird or alien, and maybe they have beards when you don't think they should have a beard. Wait, no, I added that part. And
Totally added that part.
And I think, again, like those are characters I really enjoy. The characters that you need to get to know in order to realize that they're full, interesting, complete people. Getting past first impressions and real or not real beards can be really important to making friends and meeting interesting people. I'm not sorry for adding in the beards. I'm not.
You know what? I've been catching up on TV, and I'm watching a program at the moment where everybody with facial hair, I'm like, yeah, they're a serial killer. Yeah, they're a serial killer.
Yeah. I mean,
it
that's
is set in the 70s, so everybody has facial hair, and everybody is a serial killer in the 70s.
Yes.
So
yeah, I think that's true. I'm pretty sure that's true.
Judging people by their facial fuzz.
Yes. Even though that has nothing at all to do with this book.
No, why?
I don't think anyone has facial hair in this book, not counting eyebrows.
Like, I can't think of a single beard or moustache. Maybe it's the teenage brothers.
Yeah, maybe they have wispy teenage brother mustaches.
Those ones where it's not full, it's like patchy, and it's taken them months, and they'll refuse to shave it because they think it looks manly and cool, and it's like, no, it just makes you look a bit unclean.
Yeah, no, dog. No. Do you have initial thoughts about this book?
I thought this book was full of precious cinnamon rolls to one degree or another.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's an absolute ass high in it as well, but I mean, it's a middle grade book, so Snapdragon, the central character, and her best friend are precious.
Yes, I agree with that. This is another one that superfan Lindsay recommended to us, I believe. So thank you, Lindsay, for sharing this book with us. We like that you read middle grade graphic novels too.
You can tell she's a librarian.
I know, it's amazing. She's so good. Should we begin?
Dive into the yes. Witch. You know, for a graphic novel, the summary is quite long as well, because it was on the longer side page count than what normal middle grade graphic novels are.
Yeah. I mean, I still read it in one sitting, but...
Oh, it's very possible to. I actually had to do a series of sittings because of note taking.
Actually, I lied. I think I read it in 2 sittings.
Yeah, but it's more than possible just to, sit down and have it for an afternoon.
Yes. Okay. Now are you ready to begin?
Go, 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 go.
Okay.
Before we grow facial hair.
But what if I want facial hair?
Just play with the settings on Zoom first.
Okay. Anyway. Snap's town has a witch. And there are the typical bullshit stereotype stories about her. However, the rumors also say she eats pets. And Snapdragon, holding a leash, intends to find out if that's true. Snap sneaks into the house, which looks run down, if not abandoned. Plants are reclaiming the porch that runs the full length of the front, and the surrounding lawn is thick with thorny vines. Looking through the screen door, Snap sees Good Boy asleep on the floor. Rushing in, Snap picks up Good Boy, and when she does, she sees a bandage wrapped around his middle. Behind Snap is the tall, thin shawl figure of the witch. Through gnarled teeth, she tells Snap she's eating the dog piece by piece.
Snap runs out of the witch's house, catches her foot on a thorny vine, and falls over hard. She turns and shouts at the witch that she is a liar and she is not afraid of her. This somewhat impresses the witch, who seems more like a genial old woman than a scary consort of Satan. The witch concedes she has not been eating the dog bit by bit. She found him hurt on the side of the road and patched him up before sending Snap off. She thanks the witch as she leaves.
That night, Snap tells her mom she found Good Boy before giving her a hug and asking about work. The next day at school, Snap is looking at the scratches on her hand from the fall at the witch's house. Nearby, under a tree, a bunch of kids are being gross and poking a dead possum. So Snap goes over to tell them to stop. When the possum starts shaking, maggots, natural release of gas, ghosts, playing dead? One of the jerks pushes Snap toward it and she lands hard. Screaming that she's eating it, like idiots, the jerk-off bullies run away. Well, except for one, who comes over to check that she's okay. But Snap just hisses at him and runs off to the witch, who is now sporting an eye patch.
Inside a crate, Snap is carrying baby possums. She thought the witch could help them like she did Good Boy, and we all go, "Oh, there's babies!" The witch ushers Snap inside, explaining the babies will be independent in a month's time, but Snap can look after them at her house until then. Inside the witch's house, there are many jars filled with weird and wonderful things that look like animal parts, which distracts Snap. When she turns back to the witch, she has ditched her long black robes in favour of a Cat Meowdy t-shirt, Bermuda shorts and green Crocs, and introduces herself as Jax. Way to just beat the stereotype.
I love it so much.
Jax will keep the baby possums and show Snap how to look after them in exchange for help. Green Crocs. You cannot be scary wearing Crocs. Least fearful footwear.
Snap heads home, finds a note from her mom with clear instructions to walk Good Boy, do her homework, and go to bed. Snap takes Good Boy for a walk and runs into the boy who checked on her before, Lewis, who is sitting on his roof to avoid his big brothers. Lewis apologizes for earlier saying he didn't want to mess around with dead possums and gives Good Boy a good pet. Good Boy only has 3 legs, and Lewis asks about it, so Snap tells him the witch ate it. And they get into a playful argument about her actually going to the witch's house, and they end up bonding over the Witch's Hill movies. That's when Lewis's brothers come out, acting all tough and embarrassing, but they call Snap a weird one, and she doesn't like it, so she quickly heads home.
I mean, they're weird with their weird facial hair.
Yeah, their weird wispy teenage boy facial hair that may or may not exist.
The next morning, Snap is up, dressed, has breakfast, and is out the door to Jack's house. When she arrives, there is a note on the door directing Snap out back. Jax is back in witchy garb next to a wheelbarrow. Jax directs Snap to bring the wheelbarrow and says she'll show Snap how to feed the possum babies after the collection. They go deeper into the woods until they come upon a dead animal. Jax stops, takes a knee, widens her arms before clapping her hands once and pronouncing, "Wake up." Jax then shovels the animal into the wheelbarrow. It must smell super pungent as Snap pulls her t-shirt over her face. They continue to collect dead animals. That does nothing. I'm sorry, but putting your t-shirt over your face like that does nothing.
No, it does not really help at all.
No.
Eventually, Snap asks what the heck Jax wants with all these dead animals. To eat them? Are they for spells? Jax shows Snap an animal graveyard where she lets the animals sit until they're just bones. The next part she'll see in the house, where there is also tea.
Yay.
Snap slurps an iced tea and stares at a coyote skull on the table. Ooh. Jax puts the skeletons back together and sells them for a lot of money. So Jax isn't a witch, but an entrepreneur with a weird niche business. But what's the clapping about? Ignoring her, Jax takes Snap to the possums.
Later that day, Snap and her mom are at the bookstore and she's telling her mom about her volunteer work with Jax. Snap sees a book called Comparative Anatomy of Vertebrates, which the bookseller tries to dissuade her from buying, pushing cute books about animals instead. But Snap's mom is a badass queen and supports her daughter's interests and buys her the book anyway. By the time Snap and her mom get home, Snap has her nose deep in the book and she's spouting off interesting facts. Over dinner, Snap's mom tells her she isn't raising an antisocial and she wants her to make friends and invite someone over.
Oh, I hate that bookstore lady. She made me
that
so
bookstore
mad.
lady can go to hell.
Ugh.
You judgmental little busybody.
Ugh. Ugh.
You can't dictate what books people want to read and buy.
Jerk.
Ugh.
I'm glad that it was a bookstore, not a library, though, because that would have really made me mad if it was a librarian saying that.
No, because honestly, I think a librarian would be like, "Oh, we've got some other ones over here. Would you like to loan them?"
Yeah, do you
it's
want...
21-day return.
Yeah.
And because you're a minor, there's no charges.
Yeah. This one looks like it's for kids, but we've got some for grown-ups, too, and they're really big and they're full of real weird, creepy things. You
and
want
this
it?
one has pop-up skeletons. Yes!
Snap invites Lewis over to watch scary movies. And while Snap is really into the movie, Lewis is terrified, but says he really loves them. Snap isn't scared of silly, fake movies, but real monsters, which leads to Snap telling Lewis the story of the monster that has stalked her family for generations. One-eyed Tom. Ooh, fade eerily to black and white. Snap's gran was the first to see it one foggy night, and she got lost. The windows of her car kept frosting up. In the mist, she was sure she saw something. When she got out of the car, her flashlight died, and then she saw it moving closer in the dark. A strange animal with one eye, and a loud... Oh, Alley Cat's screaming interrupt the story at this point. Oops, sorry. Back to the story. One-eyed Tom got closer and closer before Snap's Gran ran to the car and drove off, refusing to look back. Anywho, good night, Lewis. Have a safe walk back home. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Poor Lewis. He's a scaredy cat.
He's a precious cinnamon roll. At Jack's, Snap is feeding the baby possums while Jax is putting the spine of a rabbit back together. You know, normal stuff.
As one does.
As an entrepreneur is wont to do. Snap asks Jax why she messes around with their bones if she cares about animals so much. Jax explains that roadkill is a horrible way to go, so she claps her hands to get their spirits to move along. Lets the bugs safely eat them up and turns the bones into something new, but also something that can be remembered. Snap grabs her anatomy book and shows Jax some of the pictures where the animals are moving and suggests their bones could be articulated to be jumping or something. Jax agrees if Snap will help.
Later, on Lewis's roof, Lewis is painting his fingernails, while Snap explains what she is doing at Jax as she looks through her book, trying to find a good pose to use. After a little bit, she concedes to him painting her toenails. Also, he's managed to find the director's cut of Witch's Hill. Yes!
Yes! At Jax, Snap has picked a leaping pose to fix the rabbit bones in, and Jax is looking at the picture while she finishes cleaning the opossum tank. As Jax bends the spine, Snap stares at Jax's eye patch intensely, off-puttingly, that way that children are able to do. Jax says a fox ate it, but Snap doesn't believe her. So she tells the truth. She had a motorcycle accident decades ago because she used to race them. Snap must know everything. Tell me everything.
Imagine being friends with this old lady. And she's like, yeah, I used to race motorcycles. And I lost my eye.
Panel
like, what?
is amazing as well, isn't it? It's if you could paint a picture of what? That is the panel.
It's amazing. On the way home, Snap is telling Lewis of another incident with One-Eyed Tom. Her uncle was cycling home when he unfortunately fell into a ravine. When he woke up with a twisted ankle, he heard something. He tried to climb out, but his ankle hurt, and the ravine was slick with mud. That's when he saw it stalking him. It was climbing down the ravine, mouth open, drool dripping from a maw filled with sharp teeth and a green tongue. Snap's Gran went looking for her uncle, as it had grown so late, and she scared the monster off, then hauled her uncle out of the ravine herself.
Lewis wants to know if Snap has ever seen One-Eyed Tom, but no, she hasn't. When Snap spots Lewis's hand-me-down dragon shirt, she loses her mind. She loves it so much. Lewis offers to give her it, but Snap insists on a trade. In her mom's room, Snap climbs to the top of the closet, and from the mess of things she pulls down, draws out a fantastic purple skirt, along with an old picture of her mom with her uncles. Snap puts the picture in her pocket as she puts on music so Lewis can dance in his new skirt. Snap's mom comes home while they're busting moves and is happy for Lewis to have her skirt as long as his parents don't mind. But he can tell them that she let him have it if they do kick up a fuss, because she is a queen.
I love Lewis putting on his little skirt. I love him.
He's just so happy. His face just brightens up.
I know. Snap unexpectedly stops by Jack's house. She has the picture from her mom's closet and heads straight to a framed photograph on Jack's wall. In the picture, Jax is sitting on a motorcycle with her arm around Snap's gran.
Oh my god.
Jax had wondered because she thought Snap looked like her gran at times. Snap's mind is blown and she begs to know the story.
Tell us. Jax was racing in a less than official race. They didn't mind women racing, but when you win, it could be a different matter. Because Jax is tall, gangly, and covered in dirt all the time, and so long as she didn't speak, everyone assumed she was a guy. Except Snap's gran, and oh boy, did Snap's gran flirt with her.
Ooh.
Jax and Jessamine started dating. They'd picnic, go for rides, go for the fair, or, just stay home and dance. It was going great, except Jessamine wanted a family, a big one, and Jax did not. It got to a point where it was too big of an issue, and that was the relationship. Jessamine went on to be with a kind man and have a big family she wanted. The story makes Snap have all the feels, and she gratefully accepts a cookie.
At school, Snaps shows Lewis a sketchbook Jax gave her of animal skeletons and how they go together that she did herself. Unfortunately, the jerk bullies interrupt them, splash mud in the sketchbook, and take it from Snap, calling her snotty, and throw it between each other until it lands in Lewis's hands. Lewis, being nice and Snap's friend, gives it back and challenges the bullies, telling the jerks their names are Lulu and Snaps, not Lewis and Snotty. And we all cheer for Lulu, who has declared her true name and pronouns. Yay!
So happy.
The jerks make brainless, derogatory comments, which pisses Snap off big time, and she headbutts them.
Yes.
The panel cuts to Snap being picked up from school by her mom. She's not happy to have gotten a call from the school, but it could be worse than for a headbutt, especially a headbutt in defense of her friend.
I personally would be taking Snap out for ice cream.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
Triple scoop.
Yeah.
With sprinkles.
Yeah.
At Jax, the possum babies are flourishing, but it's time to set them free. Together, Snap and Jax take them in pet carriers into the woods. Now the possums are free, Snap makes sure she can still help Jax, and Jax readily agrees. As Snap encourages the last baby out of the carrier, she sees the spirit of the possum mama nudge the baby out. While Snap is losing her mind, Jax is pretty casual about the whole thing. Snap carried the mama possum when she brought the babies. Does this mean Jax is really a witch? Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. All this time. Witch.
Snap bombards Jax with questions. The girl has gotta know everything. Jax tells her being a witch is lonely. You're always on the outside, and it's nothing like the witches in TV and movies. Snap asks if she can be a witch too, and Jax tells her, honestly warns her, that not everyone is able to use magic, but she's willing to teach her if she's willing to learn. Magic isn't about broomsticks and wands, but connecting with energy. Magic is a matter of will. Enthusiastically, Snap agrees and runs to tell Lulu.
On the roof, Snap tells Lulu that magic is real. She can see ghosts, Jack is a witch, and one day she's going to be a witch too. Lulu is, she's skeptical. Snap goes to tell her about the book ghost that still pesters Jax and the fox with one green eye she keeps seeing. The eye was Jax. She gave it to the fox after hitting it while driving at night. Jax pulled her eye out, fed it to the fox, and it worked. But she may also have kind of cursed him, as they are now linked. And with that link, the fox checks on Jessamine and her family.
Oh.
Hold it right there. Lulu stops Snap's story and exclaims, "Are you telling me One-Eyed Tom is real, decades-old fox and the old lady who put skeletons together with shares an eye with him?" Yeah, pretty much. Turns out Tom has been looking after them all this time.
Wow. It's so precious.
It is.
At stupid early o'clock, Snap arrives at Jack's for her witch training. She's vibrating with energy, but Jax needs coffee before going over the basics of what magic is again. Soon, they're outside, and Jax shows Snap what she can do. Kneeling before a dead squirrel, Jax claps her hands and says, "Wake up!" The squirrel's spirit rises, and Jax encourages Snap to try. It doesn't work, but Snap shouldn't be discouraged. It was her first go, and they'll work together to get better. A montage shows Jax and Snap clapping their hands, the spirits of animals dancing around them, Snap reading a book about witches, and Jax reading a book about teaching. All the while, Jax and Snap are working on putting the jumping rabbit skeleton together. Eventually, they're finished, and it looks really good. Snap begs Jax to show her other magic since she can't seem to do the basics. Though Jax sees it as a distraction, she relents and tells Snap to come over on Halloween at dusk.
Ooh. In the park, Snap and Lulu are walking, and Snap is telling Lulu about her magic training. She's frustrated. She's always felt different, but feels it may be because she's a witch. Lulu likes hanging with Snap because she's the biggest weirdo she knows, not because of magic. That's so nice. Lulu then hands Snap a stick, a perfect stick for making magic. At first, Snap is reluctant because Jax taught her that wands are a distraction, but then she flicks the wand and there is a fizz. Okay, time to try something. Snap flicks the wand again and poof! Makes Lulu's hair grow just as Lulu wanted.
It's dusk on Halloween night, and Snap has headed over to Jack's house. She has her stick wand in hand and is dressed in her possum costume that she wore to school that day. And I love it. Jax is in the kitchen pouring hot chocolate into a flask when she clocks Snap's costume, pouch, tail, and cute ears. Honestly, Jax has a cough and she is not laughing at all. Honest, swear. Anywho, it's time to go into the woods where they let the baby possums loose.
Jax sits Snap down on a bench and explains they need to go slow and do it right because they use their own spirit to make magic, and if you flitter it away, you will turn hollow. Ooh, ominous. Anyway, time to go fly. What? Excuse me? Jack uses her magic to wrap around them both and the bench before zooming off and up. As it's Halloween, there's a bit more magic in the air, so having fun flying is okay.
Jax has taken them above Prater Road, aka Splatter Road, the busiest spot for collecting roadkill. But not tonight. Jax uses her magic to lift a raccoon out of the way of an oncoming car, much to the surprise of the raccoon and also the driver. Next, a squirrel, then a tortoise, and finally some deer. Snaps spots a possum as Jax is taking a drink of her hot chocolate, so she whips out her stick wand and, with a bolt of energy, saves the possum by driving the car off the road.
Ooh.
Before the car can fall down the bank, Jax uses her magic to catch the car and bring it back on the road before taking them back to the ground outside her house.
Snap looks guilty. Jax looks disappointed. Jax has been teaching Snap control so she doesn't make mistakes. She takes Snap's stick wand and calls it a night because she's tired. Snap heads home. Her mom isn't there. She's covering the late shift, but Good Boy is there and gives her the hugs she needs. Meanwhile, at the firehouse, Snap's mom knows she's a strong, independent woman who is raising a strong, independent daughter, but she wants to spend more time with her. Hirsch, who has brought coffee and food, reminds her that after this semester she will have her degree, will be able to drop a crappy job and spend time with her and perhaps have time for a real meal together as a date once she's comfortable, after, getting over her last jerk boyfriend.
I mean, if you just go back and look at the panels and you compare Hirsch to the crappy ex-boyfriend, I mean, Hirsch is clearly the winner.
Oh my god. It's chalk and cheese.
Speaking of the last jerk boyfriend, Chuck.
Tells you everything.
I know. Who Snap's mom kicked out and told him not to take Good Boy, and who One-Eyed Tom scared the snot out of. He's returned and has brought 2 other dogs with him. He's come to collect his stuff, and by stuff, he means Good Boy, and he claims that Good Boy is his, and we're like, nah, get out of here. Nah, dog. Not your dog. No. He's trying to force himself inside, but Snaps struggles to keep him out. One-Eyed Tom, and by extension, Jax, sees what is going on. Jax dashes to the phone, but realizes she doesn't know Snap's phone number. So she rushes outside and pulls the blue tarp off her motorbike. It's out of gas.
Oh. Back at Snaps, she is shouting at Chuck that he can't have Good Boy, but she's managed to grab him. Good Boy is struggling in Chuck's arm and bites the jerk. Meanwhile, Jax is trying to work out what to do when the ghost book comes over. Jax puts the spirit into her motorcycle and rushes to the firehouse for Snap's mom. Good Boy has managed to escape Chuck and is running to Snap. Snap, who is full of anger, manages to use her magic to blast Chuck's ankle, stopping him in his tracks. Yeah, he's pissed.
Do we care? No.
No.
He's a jerk.
He is.
At the firehouse, Jax has pulled up on her motorcycle. Snap's mom just knows there's something wrong and rushes to Jax, even though she has no idea who she is. Jax throws a helmet to her and tells her to hop on before peeling off. Snaps is telling Chuck to leave them alone, but now he wants to know what the hell Snap did and what the hell the monster was from before. Snaps shouts to go away and gestures, and power hits Chuck and throws him. It wasn't Snap. It was Jax. Chuck sicks his 2 dogs at Snap, but Snap puts her hand out and tells them that they're good dogs, and they stop in their tracks for scritches.
They know where the good scritches are at.
They do.
Snap's mom grabs Snap in a big hug before turning her anger at Chuck. Jax tells Snap she's proud of her and apologises for trying to force her way of doing magic on Snap before handing back her stick wand. Snap accepts it, but doesn't need it. She understands what Jack was trying to teach her. To demonstrate, Snap picks up Chuck, who is trying to walk away, and puts him in the trash can where he belongs.
And we all cheer.
Yay!
Yay! 3 weeks later, Snap's mom drops her off at Jax, reminding her to do her homework before she messes with skeletons and magic, but to have fun. She also needs to remind Jax about dinner later in the week and about something mysterious that will make Jax freak. Chuck's 2 dogs now live with Jax, and they're still good boys. As they get started sorting a raccoon skeleton, Snap asks Jax to Thanksgiving dinner at her grand's house. Jax starts to protest, but Snap tells her her grandpa died a long time ago, and her grandma would be happy to see her again. Jax agrees when Snaps tells her that her mom is named after her grand's favorite flower, violets. That's the same flower that Jax gave her on their first date, and it's so precious.
Oh. On Thanksgiving morning, Lulu, who looks fabulous in the purple skirt and an orange wrap blouse, is instructing Snap on how to tie her tie over the phone. It's a mess, but in all fairness, it's really hard to instruct over the phone.
It really is.
Fine. Snap will rock the look without the tie. Lulu suggests she use her magic, but Snap won't. Lulu wishes she could use magic to make her seed grow. Ooh.
The family had gathered at Jessamine's house. So many people, all talking on top of each other and getting in the way and stealing food and helping make dinner. Violet and Snap haven't told Jessamine that they're bringing Jax, only that they're bringing a guest. Jessamine drops the casserole dish she's holding when Jax walks through the door. They've missed each other and they share a hug with the whole family watching on. But no one noticed that Snap caught the casserole dish. Well done, Snap. We see you. We see you back there.
Oh, yeah. After Thanksgiving, Buck hasn't left Jack's motorcycle. He's happy zooming around. Jax and Jessamine are back together. Snap continues to help and learn from Jax with Violet's encouragement. She's showing great control, able to help the animals remember their shape. The town no longer has a witch. It has two. I feel like I want to cackle like a cackly old hag witch, but that is inappropriate and a terrible stereotype, Claire.
Yes.
Instead, let's have a promo from another podcast.
Okay, fine.
These days, more authors are including mental health content in their books. But do you ever wonder how accurate some of this stuff is?
Or do you ever read something where you know the author just gets it?
I'm Elise.
And I'm Priscilla.
And we are Novel Feelings, a podcast where we discuss mental health issues in fiction novels.
We are psychologists and book lovers, and we have a lot of opinions.
So look for Novel Feelings wherever you get your podcasts.
Now, back to your show.
Anywho, I've had my cackle. I'm good.
Good.
It's out
good.
my system.
Yeah, good. I have a confession to make.
Oh.
I did not really like this book.
Oh.
Yeah. I struggled with reading it. It kind of... Do you remember a long time ago when we read Mooncakes? And
yes.
It felt like stuff was missing?
Yes.
I kind of felt that same way with this one. And I don't know, I just got a little frustrated with it. But I like the story and I like what happens, but this was not my favorite.
No, I get that. I think that is actually a very fair comparison to Mooncakes. It was not a difficult read, but you could feel the gaps. And, like, for me, the gaps were people's names. Quite often.
Like, how long did it take to find out, like, what Snap's mom's name was?
You don't find out. And that is actually, slightly jumping ahead. One of my surprises is how long it took to find out Violet and Jessamine's names. And I don't know about you, but when I write a summary, if I don't know somebody's name, I kind of put in block capitals a name.
Yeah.
So then I know that I need to insert something.
Yeah.
And literally, this summary was just full of capitals of Snap's mom, Snap's gran. And it was infuriating me. So we started using Jessamine's name a lot sooner.
Yeah.
But we couldn't use Violet's because it needs to be part of the great reveal.
Yes.
And it was just, it was frustrating not having somebody's name. And I can't remember, we've said this before when we've read, like, YA fiction, that parents don't always get named.
Yes.
Or they're always Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. surname. You don't know who they are by their first name. And that kind of feels like it's an impersonal relationship that you've got with the character.
Yeah. But, like, the relationship that we had with Snap's mom, like, she is a hero. She's an amazing mom, and it kind of stinks that we don't get to know her. We don't get to know what her name is, and it makes me sad for a long
No, I
long
agree.
time.
I agree. 100% agree. I mean, again, jumping ahead, Violet is my favourite character because of the love and support she gives Snap and Lulu. And just thinking about, the conversations that she admitted that she's had with her mom, because her mom's always taught them to be very liberal-minded, that love is love.
Yeah.
Accept people for who they are. Just don't be a garbage person.
Yeah.
And she's been taught that.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I want to know more about Violet and Jessamine.
Yes.
I love Snap, don't get me wrong. I do love Snap. But these are intriguing characters to me, and I get that sense of missing something, an integral part.
Yeah.
And it's a nice little reveal at the end, but it's literally, is it worth it for 2 panels? And I don't think so.
No. I found it pretty frustrating.
I agree.
But I love Jax. I love the relationship that she gets to have with Snap. I think it's really cute, and that we didn't 100% know, or Jax didn't necessarily 100% know who Snap was, and that oh, your grandmother is my long lost love. You don't know that. She doesn't necessarily know that. She kind of thought it, she's like, oh yeah, you kind of thought you looked like her a little bit, but I like that she was able to have that relationship, and it was just really cute. Them Jax is learning how to teach magic so Snap can learn magic from her, and I don't know, that was really cute. I really liked the relationship that Jax and Snap had.
Trying to link that with what we were originally raising about the missing stuff, what I would have actually liked is a panel where you see Jax standing in her house, or Snap standing in Jax's house, and that picture of Jax and Jessamine behind her.
And they're making the same pose or something would have been really cute.
Well, it's just that, yes, or the picture that. So when Snap gets the skirt for Lulu, and there's the picture of the family of Violet and Jessamine and all our uncles are in that picture, and that's the picture she takes of Jax, and it's like, what? Why have you got a picture of my grandmother on your wall? My grandmother in this picture. What? I wish that picture that she compared it to was in a panel.
Yes.
So then when we do see that picture, we kind of go, hang on, there's something here. And obviously Snap thinks there's something there.
Yeah.
But we have no comparison, or it's just a picture she puts in her back pocket at that point.
Yeah.
And I think that would have helped with that connection of that missing stuff, but also kind of helped build that relationship a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, because I really did enjoy it. I loved the way that Snap looks after the possums. She realises that the possum's pregnant. She looks after the babies. I love seeing Lulu's transition, how comfortable Lulu is with Snap. I liked how Jax slowly starts opening up to Snap, sorry. And I loved how Lulu's family doesn't seem to cause any trouble during her transition.
Yeah.
The dad notably goes to the library to get books on it.
Yeah.
And it's that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And I love the way Violet, like we've said just a short time ago, stands up for the whole lovers love, just don't be a garbage person.
Yes. One of my favorites. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There's just so many positive messages in the book.
Yes. One of my favorite panels was Violet and Snap are in the car, and Violet's like, So, you know how Lulu, feels more comfortable in a skirt, and do you maybe feel like you don't belong in the body that you're in? And she's like, no, it's fine. It's fine,
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm a girl. I just
just
don't want to act like a girl.
Yeah. Like, no.
Yeah.
But I like that Violet did that. I like that she had that conversation just because it's just a normal thing.
Exactly.
And she just had that conversation. She's like, no, it's fine. I like being a girl.
Okay.
I'm a girl. It's cool.
You,
I just
you wanna be a
want to
girl
wear
who
a
likes
tie.
books about skeletons? Fine.
Yeah.
You want to wear a tie? Go for it.
Yeah.
Do you know how hot? Excuse me. Like, can we just talk about Charlize Theron wearing a tie for a second?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Kate Blanchett. Oh.
Yes.
Or Anne Hathaway.
Yes. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Women can rock a tie.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like saying that, especially because it's International Women's Day today.
It is day of recording. It is.
Yes.
I also... Oh, something that I hated, but I also loved at the same time. But we talked about this when we covered it in the summary. That stupid bookshop owner. Or stupid clerk. I don't even want to give her the credit of owning the bookshop because she does not deserve that much. But I hate it when she tells Snap, oh, you shouldn't read that book. It's not for little girls. You should read this one. You should read this pretty one instead. And her mom's like, excuse me, no. No, that is unacceptable. This is the book she wants. This is the book she will get. With the student discount, you better.
Give you my student discount. Freaking love having student discount. Oh, that's the other thing, actually. It takes a long, long time to realise that Violet is a student and she's working 2 jobs. You see her in the fire department first responder uniform, but you don't realise there's a second job and she's a student. It's kind of hinted at that she's always out, she's always busy, but it's not really said, and I feel like that's, again, it's a disservice to a wonderful role model. Like, Violet is a fantastic role model in terms of as a parent and as a woman.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's given a massive disservice. And I realise this is a middle grade book, but kids are going to read that and they're going to think, they relate the characters to the people in their lives as well. And think, oh, well, my mum might be doing that, my aunt might be doing that, my uncle might be doing that, my dad might be doing that, my big sister or somebody.
Yeah.
You can see it and go, yeah, I can see people in my lives reflected in these characters as well.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think harkens back to the missing stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also really enjoyed Jax and her flashback scenes where she's racing motorcycles. Crazy.
Jax is amazing.
Jax is amazing. I think Jax is my favorite character, followed closely by Lulu.
Yes.
But I love Jax. She pulls out her eye and gives it to the fox because she feels bad because she crashed into the fox and the fox lost its eye, and she's like, okay, well, here, you can have mine.
Yeah,
Curse.
that's I mean, is that going a step too far?
Maybe.
Wow.
But then we have One-Eyed Tom, and he provides Snap with creepy stories to tell and also a guardian. So that's also nice.
But come on, you have to admit, from the first couple of stories, you were like, Lulu has been, taken for a ride here by Snapdragon.
Oh, definitely.
She's making One-Eyed Tom up as a story, but I'd say, actually, no, she's not making the story up. One-Eyed Tom is real.
Is real,
and is
100%.
just over there.
Yes. Oh, hello, friend.
I really like the book, the deer spirit, especially when Buck goes into the motorcycle and just gets the zoomies and doesn't want to leave.
Yes, no, and he's just driving around in circles in the yard, like
happy to go fast.
He's still in there. I don't know. I don't know what to do. He's still in there.
We found a fantastic solution to fossil fuels.
Yes, actual fossil fuel. No, it's not a fossil because he's a ghost.
He's not hot. He's got no. We found clean energy.
We
can harness.
We can harness
the power
yes.
of animal spirits.
Yes. Get out the trap, Ray.
So we found the solution to pollution.
We did. And the solution to pollution is ghosts.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Questions I have.
Okay.
Well, it's more like one question, really.
Okay.
So we know Snapdragon can use magic, and when Snap's talking to Lulu, and Lulu's like, I would love the power to be able to make, plants grow, to make strawberries. I just want my seed to grow. Mm-hmm. And then in the panel, Lulu puts down, has taken their plant pot with their single seed to the aunt's house for Thanksgiving, which is just freaking delightful because Lulu is a precious cinnamon roll. And puts it down on the windowsill and then walks off and poop, it starts to grow. And I'm like, so does that mean that Lulu is magic, which we already know?
Right.
Or does that mean everybody has the potential and is capable of magic?
I don't know. It's hard to say. We'll need to learn more. We'll need to get Jax to teach us more.
That's true. This is not a criticism. It's mainly... I don't know if you found it in the reading. I did in the reading and the writing. I wanted to take the S off Jax and put it on Snaps.
Same.
Oh.
Yes. Same.
And Google Docs wanted to do the same as well.
Yes.
And I wanted to say Snaps, constantly Snaps.
Yes.
And constantly just Jack, not Jax.
Yes. Samesies.
That's on me, and that's on Google Docs. But yeah, it was like so difficult.
Yeah. Yes, I felt the same way. Jax is hard to say, and because it's not Jax like Jax as you might have guessed from the way we're reading and speaking, but no, it's Jax, just Jacks, and then you're like, that's not right. Jax, that's not right. There needs to be an apostrophe S, like Jax is doing something. No, it's not. That's just her name. It's hard. It's hard.
It is hard.
What?
No, it's gone. Go for it.
We have not covered my surprise.
Ah, yes.
And I don't know that it is a surprise.
There's a difference between something being a surprise and being surprising. You can't be you can find something surprising because you're not always surprised by something.
Yes. I suppose I found it surprising, and I don't think in a good way. Ooh. I don't know. I don't love that Snap was able to use her magic on Lulu and give her the fancy hair that she wanted, because I love that she's helping her friend become who she wants to be, but it seems like, I don't know, like Lulu can't be herself without having that magic worked on her, and I just don't know.
I can see where you're coming from, but to play devil's advocate, I think we also need to remember that magic is energy being manipulated by will, and in that moment, Lulu's just been saying how much they would love their hair to be able to grow. Like Snapdragon's hair is a frizzy mess all over the place.
It's huge, and she's got it pulled in pigtails sometimes, and in crazy ponytails. It's really cute.
And she had it in braids before, and there's this panel, a lovely panel, where Violet's taking the braids out, and Lulu's there, and they're just, being a little family-found family unit, and it's just adorable.
Yeah.
But I think because Lulu's had their hair cut so short, and it's going to take so long for it to get to a stage where she can style it, and she really wants to show off her earrings, and she wants to just Lulu's obviously into fashion for me.
Yes.
Lulu is really into style.
Yes.
And part of her style is also hair and makeup, nails, you know?
Yeah.
She wants the full beauty shebang.
Yeah.
And I think because it's the magic is the use of will, Snapdragon's not trying to say Lulu can't be herself without magic. She's speeding along the process of the hair growth, which is going to take months, if not years, to get to the length that Lulu wants. So, you know, when she doesn't know how to control the magic, and when she points it at Lulu to grow her hair, and poof, it's there, and Lulu's just freaking just delighted. It's her willing something to happen to Lulu that she wants to happen. I don't think she's trying to force anything onto Lulu, or, you know, it's just speeding up the process.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, but I can understand where you can come from, like, and think, is it possible that Lulu needs the help of magic and not let it come naturally? And I think it's more of a case of it's a helping hand, and it was a quick win. I don't want to sound derogatory in that terms,
Yeah,
but it's a quick win in terms of art direction for the author to be able to say that this is how the magic suddenly worked.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care for that.
That's fine, and books are supposed to generate feelings and thoughts different to every single person, and I appreciate the fact that you've been able to tell us that.
Yeah.
And I would be interested, for people who are listening who have read it or do read it, their thoughts on it as well. And if they go to our Discord,
yes,
we do have a general nonsense chat, so you can just join in and say, I've read Snapdragon, anybody want to have a chat about it, and you can just do it there. That's fine. We do have another channel that is purely for book club.
Yes.
But, you know, hit up our socials. We've got links everywhere on our Discord.
We do.
And if you want to have a chat about it, join us there.
Yeah, please come and talk with us. And like, I feel like everyone should know that like we are there in the chat as well.
When my Discord notifications work, I am there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is an intermittent vexation with me, but I do get there when I can. When my notifications work. Damn you, Apple.
Should we move on? Is it time?
I think it's time. Right, when we do our pew pew, be careful in case there's any magic, okay? Oh, it's a little sparkle. Some sparkles. It was like Jubilee from X-Men came for a visit.
It's my favourite X-Men.
We asked on social media, would you use your magic to grow plants or use your magic to help the animals? Well, Facebook was 50-50, which I was very surprised by.
Yeah.
Instagram was 100% helping the animals. And TikTok was 61% to help the animals. We have some comments.
We do.
Katrina on Facebook said, I like plants and I struggle to keep them alive, but as an animal lover, I would much prefer to help animals.
Emily on Facebook says, I can take care of plants better with magic.
Colin on Facebook said, it's got to be help the animals. I mean, why in the name of sweet holy fuck would I want to grow plants? Oh no, my ficus is poorly, whatever shall I do? Bollocks. Bring on the cute animals, and hell, why not the not so cute ones as well? Do something good in the world. We don't deserve animals, so anything I can do to help them out seems reasonable to me.
Coral on Facebook says, have to go with animals since I do it for a living. I know I can handle it, but I like plants too, so that's hard.
It is. Brie on Facebook said, helping animals is totally my jam. I'll be the best magical cat lady.
And finally, Crinoline Lefroy on Threads says, I want a never-ending supply of blackberries and flowers for bouquets. What do you choose?
I'm helping the animals. I suspect. I don't know. I think you'd be torn with this one.
I am.
You want tomato plants.
I do.
Trees and
do.
garlic and
I
onions
do.
and all the vegetables and carrots.
I want all of those things. And see, okay, Lord and Master of your own universe, yeah?
Yeah?
I will grow the plants so I can, take the fruit and the nuts and the grains and all of that. And then I would use some of those things to feed the animals. So I'm still helping the animals. And also I get to eat a tomato.
That's an indirect helping of animals because you're not directly using your magic. So I will allow it.
Thank you. I mean,
Would you rather gods have allowed it?
Thank you. I recently have made friends with the squirrel who lives in my backyard.
Yeah.
And if you join the $100 Patreon tier...
No, it's $150 now.
It's $150.
A squirrel. If
You're
there's
right,
a squirrel, it's worth more.
You're right. If you join the $150 Patreon tier, you can see the webcam in my backyard. And you can meet my squirrel friend and see him perhaps trying to steal a grappling hook. No, I can just share that video with everyone, and I probably should because it's ridiculous.
If somebody's genuinely going to give us $150 a month, you are setting that webcam up.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
It's happening.
It might accidentally be happening. But you know what? It's $150 a month. It might be worth it. Anyway, stop talking about it. The next question. It's Halloween!
Yay! End of sentence. Let's move on. I'm happy it's Halloween. Don't take it away from me.
I wish it really was Halloween. Would you rather dress as a witch or dress as a possum?
Oh my god, her possum costume is the best.
It's got a pouch.
It's got a pouch. She's wearing a hoodie with a pouch, and she's got the ears, and she's got the tail. It's just amazing. Do you know what? I'm gonna go witch because I think you're gonna look like a cute possum. We have the ferret to go by. We know you can pull this off. So if I go witch, you can go possum.
Okay, I like it.
You can be my familiar.
Okay, that's fine.
Or I'll be your familiar.
Yes, it's all fine. Man, that ferret costume was a long time ago.
Yeah. It's a Christmas episode, so it feels like weird to tell people to go and listen to it.
No, that wasn't a Christmas episode. That was the one of those.
I'm remembering Red Plaid.
It was one of those Jane. It was a Jane book. At Christmas time, I was the Christmas bat.
It was My Lady Jane, wasn't it?
Yes, it was so long ago.
Wow.
But you're right, there was the bat at Christmas time, and I was the Christmas bat.
Yes, it's because I'm remembering Red Plaid, and Red Plaid is Christmas.
Yes, but I wore the red plaid as the Christmas bat.
Oh, I'm mixing them up.
You are. But the ferret was a very long time ago. And it was also pretty precious.
There's precedent being set for you being able to pull off doing an animal costume.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. So obviously I have to choose
point
possum.
still stands.
Yes.
Exactly.
Possum.
Anywho, next question. Would you rather cast magic with your hands or with a wand? I love how we can both just pull a wand out.
I can actually Patreon. I've got an entire collection of wands over here. I think that I would like to be able to use my hands to cast magic and not need a way to direct it, but having a wand would be really cool. So I think it would just look more fashionable to have a wand.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I'm going to go with. But I would like to be able to cast magic just in general.
Yes.
That's a cop-out.
It is. It is. I like the idea of a wand, but I don't want the dependency of a wand.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to have something in order to cast my magic.
No, it will be a fashion statement.
Yes.
More than anything else.
Yes.
You don't want to be dependent on a single wand as well, and it breaks, and you're like, oh, well, my magic's a bit duffed up now.
Right.
So I'm going to go with hands, because at least then I'm not crutched.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather go flying on a broom or flying on a bench?
I'm going to go flying on a bench, because that's some Sanderson stuff right there. It's like, if they don't have a vacuum cleaner or a Roomba, it's a bench.
Yeah.
And like Jack says, it's much more comfortable than a broom.
Yeah.
Brooms are classics, I will grant you that.
Sure.
But, a bench? Imagine we three witches cackling on a bench going flying everywhere. That'd be hilarious.
It would be amazing. I question, why doesn't she charm or spell her motorcycle to fly
That's
around
the
in the
next
air?
step. Well, she can't now because Book's in there.
Right, he's busy. He's busy driving around in circles.
He's got the zoomies.
He does.
Yeah. He's doing his donuts.
Yes. I think I'm going to choose a broom. Because it would be less obvious.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, if you look up in the sky and you're like, oh, there's a bench flying through the air. Or you look up in the sky and like, oh, I just saw something like fly by in a blur.
If I see somebody on a broom, I'm thinking
bench.
which. If I see a bench, I'm thinking, where's the tornado?
Yeah, I don't like tornadoes. So I'm gonna broom. I'm gonna broomstick. I'm gonna broom.
There's a place. Other places do them, but I saw it's a video of a place in Salem, and you can make your own broom. Yeah. So you pick the wood of the handle, the sticks, what you weave into it. Oh, amazing.
But you picked a bench. Why are you getting excited about making your own broomstick?
Because
you
I
picked
will
a bench.
still make a broom, but at the moment my hip really hurts, so I'm picking a bench because it'll be comfortable on my tush.
Okay,
that's fine. I want the classic. I will have my classic broom. You know how rich people, they have their Aston Martin, their Ferrari, their Porsche.
Yes.
But then they have their Ford run around.
Yes.
So my bench is the runaround, my broom is my Ferrari.
Okay.
I'm having an Aston Martin broom, and I'm having my hybrid bench.
Sure. It's fine. I like it.
Okay, that's what's happening.
Okay.
Last question. Would you rather rebuild the skeleton of a rabbit, a possum, or a raccoon?
I don't know. I'm going to skip rabbit, but I feel like we've had a really big connection with possums and raccoons lately.
I'm going to pick raccoon just because I'm going to have it articulated in a way where it looks like it's eating something.
Garbage.
It looks like the trash panda.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'll pick a possum then. So you can have the raccoon and I'll have the possum.
Yes.
Okay.
And they can be friends.
Yes, obviously they'll be friends.
And we can use our magic to make them dance.
Yes. And then they'll be on a t-shirt that says "Live Fast, Eat Trash."
Yes.
And they're driving a car together.
Yes. Or they're on a fancy broom.
Or they're sitting on a bench.
Yes, flying through the air.
A flying bench, and it's got a little trash can in the middle. And it's not so they can throw their trash away, it's so they can have snacks.
No, it's so they can eat. That's their snacks.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course.
Duh.
Honestly, why are we even questioning it?
I don't know. Okay, favorite final thought quote.
I've got some intellectual ones for you.
Okay.
Number 1. Oh, I chuckled. Why the bench? I like to sit down, and believe you me, it's comfier than a broom. Okay, couple ones that are a bit more serious. Just because you weren't doing things my way doesn't mean your way was wrong. And that takes a lot of growth for Jax.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
People can get stuck in the ways. And she's learning as well. And this one is Violet, after she's picked up Snap from the headbutt incident. Let's get one thing straight. You stood up for yourself and your friend against a bully, so you act just fine. I'm proud of who you are, baby, and I don't want you acting any other way. Got it? And I like that.
She's
you know,
such a good mom.
I'm always trying to tell my son, you know, don't get into fights, but you do need to defend your friends, and if anything bad's happening, you know, drag them away, because they're only small. But yeah, in defense of a friend is a good thing.
Yes.
What have you got?
I've got 3 mostly silly ones, and
Perfect.
then a good serious real one. So if witches and ghosts are real, what about vampires? Zombies? Werewolves? Dragons? Are dragons real? Can you turn people into things? Can you turn into things? Oh, can you fly? What spells can you cast? Do you have a familiar? Cauldron? Broom? Wand? She's so precious and full of questions.
She is the definition of curious.
Yes. Okay. We're full of skeletons, Lewis. And that just takes me back to our wayward children discussion.
Oh, yes.
And Christopher being in love with the skeleton girl.
We're all future skeletons.
We're all future skeletons. I also really liked this one, and I think it's funny. Snap is yelling, and she says, "Hell no, ma'am." Like, why are you going to say hell no, ma'am? Like, you realize what you said. You're trying to nice it up a little bit. Hell no, ma'am.
Please don't tell me off. I showed respect.
And finally, my serious one. Be able to rely on yourself, because magic's all about your own will and energy.
Nice.
You better rely on yourself.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, if you liked this, try this. What are you going to suggest?
The OK Witch by Emma Steinkellner.
It's a good name.
It is a wonderful name. And I found it because we're covering Quince in a couple of weeks' time.
Mm-hmm.
And Emma Steinkellner is one of the writers of that. And it popped up. I was like, "Oh, that looks fun." So put a hold on it at the library. Came through straight away. Brilliant. And I read it in about 20 minutes.
Nice.
It's brilliant. I loved it. And we have to cover it at some point.
Sure.
It's fun. It's really fun.
I'm pretty sure.
Lindsay
Yes, that's what I was going to
posted
say.
that she was reading it
Yeah.
I just as my hold was coming through, and I was like, yes, I'm reading that too. So yeah, we have to cover this one. There is another one. I've got the second volume on hold as well, so we at least know there's 2. And this is fun. It's all about witches.
Okay.
So the summary from Goodreads. Magic is harder than it looks. 13-year-old Moth Hush loves all things witchy, but she's about to discover that witches aren't just the stuff of movies, books and spooky stories. When some 8th grade bullies try to ruin her Halloween, something really strange happens. It turns out that Founders Bluff, Massachusetts has a centuries-old history of witch drama, and surprise, Moth's family is at the centre of it all. When Moth's new powers show up, things get totally out of control. She meets a talking cat, falls into an enchanted diary, and unlocks a hidden witch world. Secrets surface from generations past as Moth unravels the complicated legacy at the heart of the town, her family, and herself.
Oh.
It's fun, and the art style is really good. It's a very nice, easy read with a good heart to it.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it's definitely one we'll need to add on to the schedule.
Okay.
What do you got?
I found mine on Hoopla. I was just browsing, looking for something to read, and I came across this one. It's called Basil and Oregano.
I've put this on. I borrowed this one. It's on my TBR borrowed pile on Hoopla.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, it's called Basil and Oregano by Melissa Capriglione. Portabella Magiculinary Academy is the finest school for the art of cooking with magic, and Basil Ayres is determined to be the top student. On the first day of her senior year, Arabella Oregano, the daughter of a renowned chef, joins the academy for her senior year as well. The two are instantly smitten with each other, but Basil senses there's something Arabella is hiding from her. Still, the two work together to stand out from the class as the end of the year culinary festival approaches. But when Arabella's secret is revealed, Basil is faced with the hardest decision of her life, which has the potential to throw her future aspirations in jeopardy.
Yeah, this one sounds really good.
It does.
If we ever cover it, the summary's going to be infuriating because you're going to be oregano and I'm going to be oregano and basil and basil.
Oh. Maybe we might have to skip that one. We might have to skip that one.
Summary available in English and American English. Yes, I've got this one loaned out on Hoopla as well. It keeps popping up. So yeah, I think that looks good. It would be good for, I think, next month, which is Got the Munchies. So if anybody's looking for a book for that theme,
yes, and
Basil and Oregano.
Don't forget to fill out your little charts that we
I
made.
have filled mine out, but I keep forgetting to post it.
Yes, same. Samesies. But it's still the beginning of March. It's fine.
Yes, as long as you keep them tally. Author friend of the show, Kat Ellis, has joined in on it.
Yes. Yeah, she posted hers a little while ago.
Be one of the cool kids, like Kat.
Not like us, because we haven't shared ours yet. Whoops. It's fine.
We've got a podcast to produce.
I know.
It's,
I know. It's
time
a lot.
consuming.
It is.
Anywho, what is in our new and indie spotlight?
I found this one on NetGalley because we don't get a lot of suggestions in our inbox of graphic novels. We get a lot of fiction, obviously, and lots of good vampire stuff, lots of good scary stuff, lots of great stuff. We don't get a lot of graphic novels, so I sometimes have to go searching for them, and that's fine. So I found this one on NetGalley. It's called Summer Vamp. Like summer camp, ha ha ha, but it's vampires, ha ha ha.
Ah, pun, yay.
It's by Violet Chan Kareem, and it comes out in May. So we have this to look forward to. You know, summertime. It'll be perfect.
Nice.
After a lackluster school year, Maya anticipates an even more disappointing summer. The only thing she's looking forward to is cooking and mixing ingredients in the kitchen, which these days brings her more joy than mingling with her peers. That is, until her dad's girlfriend registers her for culinary summer camp. Maya's summer is saved. Or not.
Dang.
What was meant to be a summer filled with baking pastries and cooking pasta is suddenly looking a lot paler.
Ooh.
Why do all of the kids have pointy fangs and hate garlic? Turns out that Maya isn't at culinary camp. She's at a camp for vampires. Maya has a lot to learn if she's going to survive this summer, and if she's lucky, she might even make some friends along the way.
I can't help but feel that the brochure for a bakery summer camp and vamp camp
are two very different looking brooches.
Yeah, I don't even know how that would have happened.
I am interested in that one. I'm going to go and see if I can put a hold on it at the library.
Yeah. But, I mean, it just makes me want to ask the question, would you rather go to vampire camp
Yes.
or culinary camp?
Well, we know one superfan who's going to find that one difficult.
Oh, it's going to be the hardest question that she's ever answered. Oh my gosh. That is it for this episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss Tattoo by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a late to the party book because this book came out 1 billion years ago and it's ridiculous, but it 100% fits in with our monthly theme, Ultimate
Superheroes,
Cosmic
supervillains.
Power.
Ultimate
Yes.
Cosmic Power!
Itty bitty living space. Look out for our Would You Rather polls and monthly challenges on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover themed merchandise and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
You can find us at fictionalhangover.com. Follow us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok and YouTube at Fictional Hangover. And find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Fictional Hangover. If you like this episode, check out our others and be sure to rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. And finally, special thanks to Liz Emerson for our music. You can find her on Facebook and Patreon. Thanks for listening.